5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome.
Hello.
The fourth episode, installation of Gravy Talk.
Gravy Talk.
Brought to you by Goo Television. Today, we got a big one. As you can see, we got 4,
And we're not talking about size.
6.
And
We got 7 people on,
Yeah.
and two off cams, cause they're a little shy.
They might tag in later.
They're a little shy.
We'll tag them in eventually.
If we start talking about a topic that gets them emotional, they'll come in. They'll come in. You know what? You know.
We'll call them out halfway through.
So
They're virgins, that's why.
yeah. Yeah.
And there's the first cut.
No, that's fine.
Keeping it in.
That's good. We keep
I
it.
can't even hear you guys.
We keep it real. We keep
Now I
it.
can roll.
Here, just try to move that mic a little closer, you guys.
Yeah, now I can
Is
hear
this
you.
good?
I just put on the
No, you guys are good.
Can they hear it? Wait, can they hear me?
Hi.
Yeah.
I'm sure they can hear you.
No.
They can hear though.
This.
No, it's
this
fine.
is fucking
Oh yeah,
going
yeah.
waste.
We go up. Yeah. Uh huh.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Uh huh. Okay.
Right here, there.
Listen,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mikey's the professional, here, not us.
Okay. So
He reminds me of Adam 22.
So, cat.
All right,
Adam
let's get this
22.
started. All right, Mikey.
So-
What's on the list for today?
we're back.
All right, we're back.
We're back.
Steve Chip.
So
Steve Chip.
our first topic is travel, and yeah, just like traveling the country. You know.
World, state to state.
The world.
Even farther than the world.
No, well,
One day,
has-
County to county.
Has anyone
Make it
has
to
anyone
Mars.
traveled out of the country?
I have.
I have not.
I can't.
Where we'll go down. We'll go down the list. Where'd you go
I
to?
can, but, you know.
So I've been to Montreal.
Oh, maybe I should introduce everyone.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
All right, Tim, I'm cutting you off. This is Tim. On your far left is Tim. Then we got Nicholas, also known as Nick, also known as
Nico.
Nico. Then we got
Whatever you want.
Michael. Okay, that's Michael, also known as Big Mike, also known as Big G. Then we got then we got Big
Big C.
we got Big C, Big Connor coming in hot.
You remember him from the
He's
first
he's
episode?
holding it down at TJ Maxx all by himself.
Only,
True.
only
Visit
Ginge in
him
the
any
squad.
day during the week.
I'll be there soon.
Anytime.
What's your schedule
say
this
hello.
week so that the fans can?
Yeah, what you want them to know your hours?
48 Tuesday.
All right, you heard that. You heard that here. If you want to go catch a pic with our new
I'll be
celeb.
back on
He will give you free.
Sunday, January 26th.
If you want to see Tim, Sunday, January 26th. So, right here next to me, my pal, Zach, the kosher killer Gibbs.
Yeah.
Let's give it up. Let's go, Zach. Let's give it up. And then we got my good friend, Mr. Mo.
Almost.
Mo, welcome.
Thank you.
I like how only they got applauses.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Because they're on the hot seat.
Yeah.
You should have given everyone a grand reaction and just left.
Oh, yeah.
Honorable mention to Jeremy and Steve.
Honorable mention to Jeremy and
If we
Steve
would've
because
played
they're a little
it.
shy. All right, now we're back to the topic.
All right.
Where'd you guys travel?
So I went to Montreal with my family just for like a day. You know,
Yeah, move it over.
it was for a few days just to like visit, just see Canada. And then I've been on the cruise to like a few of the Virgin Islands.
He's a
It was
native
pretty
there.
cool, like Bahamas. We stopped by. That was pretty cool. And then I've been to Iceland.
Iceland. Is
Iceland
that the
was
one
cool.
where it's like Greenland, Iceland's like kind of swapped?
I went in January, so it was still brick, but it's not like Greenland. Greenland's just like the Arctic.
Yeah.
But Iceland, I mean, it was snowing a lot. It was really icy. That was the one thing. Like all the
Well, it was
sidewalks were
Iceland.
just ice.
It's in the name, man.
It was Iceland,
Yeah.
the land of ice. And what would
But
you
I
say?
thought Iceland was green and Greenland was ice.
No, yeah,
It's,
it's like kind of. It's like kind of like
icy.
Greenland
But-
is
But you
is
weren't there in
icy,
winter,
and then
so-
Iceland
Yeah.
is.
Wait,
But I still think Iceland is cold.
I
Or
can't
something.
hear you.
Yeah.
Iceland is cold, yeah. But it was it's just so like it's beautiful. Like there's mountains everywhere. The island is just like one big volcano, pretty much.
What was do you have like a favorite like of what you went to?
So there's this, what is it? It's called the Blue Lagoon. It's like a hot springs,
The Goo Lagoon.
and it was like probably 20 degrees outside, but you walk out into like this huge hot springs, and like they had like where we went, there were like bars that had like clay face masks they would take like the clay and like the minerals from under where you were standing in the hot springs and like turn it into like face masks and stuff and sell them.
How's that feel?
Cause like it was really good actually.
Did you get like the hot rock massages?
No, I did not get hot rock massage.
That'd be beautiful.
But,
Can you
like,
imagine the full body?
It was just so
Yeah.
cool
That'd be
being in
nice.
like this relaxing
Full body,
like, hot,
just chilling.
just pool pretty much just
With
in the
like
middle of
your
the
full body,
ground.
like full
And,
body.
like it was so cold out, but having your whole body just in like it was so comfortable and it was just like a great experience.
I like because like you know when you go to like those hotels where it's like there's a pool and then there's a hot tub.
Yeah.
I like going in the
switch
hot
over.
tub for a little bit and then going in the pool and it's like
That's
freezing
like,
cold.
You know, that's
Yeah.
actually, you know,
It
it's
was
like,
kind of like that.
it's super weird. It like can cause like
Yeah, you
seizures
could, like,
or some
pass
stuff.
out, yeah.
Can it really?
Yeah, it's like because you're going
Just,
from like
yeah,
one
so
extreme to
drastic,
the other,
right?
Oh,
Yeah.
that
and
is
your
true.
body gets into
Yeah.
shock. It's a thing. Like
But
you're
it
not
feels
supposed
so
to do it.
good.
Yeah, I like it. And
That's
then
why-
you go in the hot tub, it's like super
It
warm.
hurts so bad. It feels so
Yeah.
good.
It hurts
That's
so
why you
good.
can't take a shower then go out in the cold.
No,
Well,
that's
they
different.
said,
It might
Oh,
be
yeah.
cold. That's a little
That's
different.
like.
So
Do you guys ever try taking cold showers before?
I
Oh,
did.
I've been taking that
I
recently.
tried,
I've been
but I
taking really
can't.
cold
It's
showers.
hard.
Gotta
It's
end
no,
it
once
off
you
cold.
get used to it, it's like
Yeah.
nice.
No, I
It's-
start
I
hot
like
and
it
just
more.
keep going
Yeah.
down.
See, I kind of
I
just
do the
I take
exact
like a warm
opposite.
shower, but I'll finish cold.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's the best because you know you adjust yourself to like the outside, so you're not feeling all like you know
Yeah.
cold.
Well, they
afterwards.
also say that if you take a cold shower, you feel warmer because
That's what
your
I'm saying.
body is
That's
trying
it.
to keep
No,
itself up.
cause say I take a hot shower and I get out and I'm freezing cold.
That's what I'm saying because
Yeah.
you're used
Oh,
to the hot,
yeah.
so like that's what it's better when you like turn it gradually.
But like if I take a cold shower, obviously like I don't have that issue.
Yeah,
You know what I
'cause
mean?
You're used to it. You're like
What about
already
baths?
putting
You
that.
guys take baths?
Yeah.
No, no, like I
Yeah, I don't.
I don't really have like a big enough bathtub, but if I did, I would love to take like nice baths.
My parents have a bathtub, but I've never used it. Like I don't know, it's just weird.
That's
to me.
the one thing I said. Like, if I ever like buy a really nice house, the #1 feature would be like a bathtub with like jets and like a really nice like.
That's it.
No, the showers you can
It's like a
sit in
How are you gonna
are fire.
a
And that's
jet?
not even like super like.
Yeah, my shower kind of has something like that, but I
I
never
love
use
that.
it. It's like I just put like
I sit on it,
like
I'm just
shampoo
like,
and
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Do you guys lay down in your showers?
No.
I do it
What?
all the time.
That's so
No,
weird.
no, it is so good. 'Cause you put on music, you lay down, and it feels like rain.
I
It's
fall-
coming
I
down
fall
on
yeah,
you.
but like you got your feet
Yeah,
there.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
not
little-
like-
I put
Is
that
that
in
even
the,
a sleep
it's
in the
that
shower?
part's weird. The feet are weird.
Exactly.
Other than that, it's
Is
Well,
your shower
first-
like a bathtub shower?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Oh,
I have one.
yeah, my shower's just like it's like a
Yeah.
cubicle.
Yeah,
I
that's
think it's
like, you
like,
know what I
a
mean?
banana boat just laying
Yeah.
down.
No, actually, if I had that, I would do that.
It's
Then.
just legs propped open.
I'm sure you guys can picture that.
Nah, bro, that's weird.
He's got
That's a little
rings.
weird.
What?
He's
No,
hairy
it's
legs.
not.
And Nick is hairy, so I can definitely picture that.
Should I show the audience?
Show the
Oh, yeah,
audience.
please.
how hairy
Nick
he
is
is.
an
He's
extra.
got-
Nick is in a.
Oh,
Nick is a
that.
very
Like,
hairy
that's
guy.
camera.
Grizzly bear.
Oh, is this okay?
Can they see?
Crazy.
Wait, sorry.
No, yeah. I mean, you can still see.
It's
just,
really coming up, yeah.
Oh,
It's just so.
I'm gonna get a
Wait, is it
cramp for
coming
the
up in
fans.
shot?
It's just so
Is it
dark.
coming up in the shot?
Too dark.
Jeremy
You
has
guys
no
have-
hair.
No,
on
I'm saying your legs are dark
Oh.
from the hair.
Yeah, Jeremy's gotta show his knees, bro. That's hairless.
They're locked in right now. Let's not disturb.
Jamie's not comfortable for us to talk about his knees like that. You know,
Jeremy
very
gets-
sensitive.
Jeremy gets plenty of Jeremiah.
Gets so mad.
All right.
Um,
Back to the travel.
back trap. Nick, you're up. Where'd you go?
Never been out of the country, but I was born in Florida.
Oh,
Pretty
really?
unique, so,
Florida.
I don't
So,
know.
yeah.
I was born in
That's
Vermont.
actually pretty cool.
hey.
Have you ever went back?
No, actually.
No.
Florida's pretty.
I left
yeah, it's
and
not
I just,
So you're a
You
Florida
know,
man?
yeah, I'm Floridian.
Wow.
As you may say. Yep.
A Floridian. We got a Floridian in the house. Everyone, please. Let's hear it.
What is that?
So are you like a big Flo Rida fan or?
I listen to him exclusively.
Low rider.
All right, so Mike.
Mike, you're up. Where you go?
What about it? Oh, where'd I go?
Yeah.
Like where?
Where have you been?
Get up. Get nice and personal with that microphone, please.
I don't know if he says what I want.
So basically, you know, I've been only 2 places other than here. I've been to, you know, California. California was nice,
California
but
and New Mexico.
Was it warm?
Where'd you go in California?
California was Los Angeles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Los Angeles.
Have you?
Los Angeles.
That's like the city part, right?
A lot of.
Yeah, I've been to
LA.
the city part. Yeah,
Okay. What do you
Downtown.
What do you prefer, New York City or? Los
I really
Angeles?
prefer New York City because I feel like Los Angeles, like you know how like it's the Walk of Fame or whatever. It's overrated.
It's overrated.
It's overrated because it's like dirty and like
That's
the,
what that's what I hear.
No, yeah.
the stars are like
You know what they
dirty,
do?
and then
They
there's
pay,
like, you know what I mean.
When'd you go?
I went like 3 years ago.
Did you see anyone with like a man bun or something like that?
Of course.
No.
Drinking like wheatgrass.
Natural
Nope.
oils for his beard.
Yeah, with the natural oils.
No, no hippies,
And
no
a
hippies.
scarf when it's 80 degrees
No
out.
hippies.
To
feel
be
like-
honest, for me, like no city other than New York has like enough gabagool, like enough like.
Enough gabagool.
Yeah, I feel like New York.
Please me like that.
New York is the
Walk of
best.
Fame, I think it was Muhammad Ali. He said to put his star on the wall so that people don't walk all over him.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's-
Did they do that?
I think they
They
did.
wa-
I
they
think he's
walk-
on the wall.
Oh, yes.
Cool.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
they walk on the walls. What was I gonna say? Do you guys like the city life or like that?
Yeah.
Like New York
Only
City.
New York City though.
Like I personally like the city
I
life.
like city
I
life.
think
I've
I
never
would
moved
get
to the
used
city.
to it, and like, you know, here, what are you gonna do like after 11? Like there, you
Yeah.
can just like walk around, do whatever, and it's just, I don't know. There's a certain like element to it. It's just completely different.
There's a
from
lot of
us.
hobos though.
So much
A lot of
food,
in
so much
LA?
In LA,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Oh
what-
yeah, I
There's
heard
a
they
lot
have
of
like a
hobos.
bad like
think about
homeless.
Yeah.
it. Think about it. If you don't have a house, like it's perfect weather over there. You can sleep outside.
Oh yeah, true. But
It's
you
like-
know, it's like for
doesn't
the
really-
for
Like
the
in New York,
tourists,
you
it's
see
just
a
like
lot of
that.
homeless people, and like in the winter, it's terrible.
I don't understand why they choose New York. I mean, they don't have money,
I mean,
but it's
they-
not
it's
too
hard to
expensive to take a
travel.
train or somehow get to Florida.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
anywhere.
Because that's where the
Like an
fun
Uber?
is.
Like Danny
I've
Duncan.
personally I've never really like saw. I only saw like one homeless person in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
When I was gone, dude, like in like Saudi Arabia and Pakistan, dude, we like every time people kind of like profile you out there, like they see like, you know, if you're like American or you come from out of the country, they'll be like, oh, this guy has money, and then they'll try and like ask you for money, but a lot of them are kind of like sketchy and like ill intentioned. So like I don't really give money to people if they're asking me, but you know, if it's like a worker or something, and like there especially, like you're supposed to tip like the guards and stuff outside and like workers and like that. I enjoy tipping people like that because, you know, they're working for it instead
Yeah.
of just going around. Because honestly, like unless you can't really do work, like that's kind of a lazy way to do it.
Yeah, like
And
being a beggar.
It's just like, yeah, like you can do better stuff with your time. Your time is money, you know.
Is
So
there any pickpocketing? Like a problem with that?
not in Saudi Arabia, but like in Pakistan, I hear it happens. Nothing really
I
happened to
think
us.
in Europe. I think
Yeah,
they-
that's
Yeah.
no. It's wherever you're walking. If there's like a
Actually,
lot of people, like, you know,
I have
someone's gonna, if they see
I have
a wallet.
a
Yeah.
little story about
Go
that.
ahead,
Oh,
please,
yeah.
please.
Oh,
we
I
love
think
you.
Take it off.
When
Let's hear it.
when
Wait, I never heard this story before.
no,
Is that
I don't
it?
think I've ever mentioned it.
Wow.
No.
Wait,
That's-
story about what? Story
Yeah,
about
we'll
what?
talk
My
about that
family
later.
when we went to
Oh,
my family when we went to Italy, we took like we were at like the Sistine Chapel, and then we took like a taxi to get back to the hotel, and my dad handed the guy, I don't know, it was like $20 or something.
Oh wow, very generous.
Or no, like the ride was $20.
Oh.
So my dad
He didn't
handed,
tip it.
or it was like 50. I don't know. My dad handed, it was like the ride was $15. My dad hands me 20,
Okay.
and then the guy says, "You only gave me a 5." And
That's a pretty generous tip,
and
I would say.
my
Like,
dad's like, "Oh, my bad." So he goes in the wallet, you know, hands him a 20.
no way.
Really?
And he says,
No way he did it. He did it again.
and then the guy, I think it was that time where the guy did it again. And my dad was like, "No, I saw it. I handed you that time." Or like later, my dad left and like realized that he actually did give him the money. And then the same thing happened to my mom when my dad wasn't with her.
Oh my
That's
god.
crazy.
If they did that, I'd take that back. I'd be like, you get nothing.
No, but that's
Like,
No, I would be like, all right, yeah, let me give you some more. Like, give me that 20
No,
back.
but
Give me
yeah,
50.
exactly.
Literally,
Yeah.
I would, yeah, that's.
It was-
I know people do that.
it was like
also,
kind of
can we
like,
cuss
you know.
on this here channel?
Oh yeah, you're good. You're good.
Nah.
It's like-
And you have to
Yeah.
bleep it out.
So I went to a Jets game a few
SoundCloud
months
doesn't get
ago,
bleeped though.
Okay.
And my brother works in Secaucus, which is like 5 minutes
New
away
Jersey?
from MetLife. It's really like, it was probably like a less than 10-minute ride from MetLife to Secaucus, where he works. Cause me and a few of my cousins, like, we Ubered to MetLife to get to the game, and my brother Ubered from work to get there, and then we took a taxi back to his car, where he works after the game. And when we get there, like less than 10 minutes this ride. We get there and the guy was like $50.
Yeah, you told me this before.
And we're like, 50? Like that was a short ride. Like, are you sure that's 50? He's like 30. And we're like, what? And he was just like looking at us and he like started getting nervous. And we're like, you want us to give you $30 for that? Like, I would have rather walked.
Yeah.
And he was just staring at us. Like, he could not speak. And then he was like, 25. And we handed him a 20. And this guy, like, he got out of his car to talk to us. Because we were all just like, we didn't give him the money before we got out of the car. Because he said 50 and we were just like standing there like shocked.
Yeah.
And then he was like 25. We handed him a 20. And this guy immediately, he like gets back in the car and goes like so fast down the road away. Like, it was so sketchy.
How long would you say the ride was?
Probably like 6 minutes.
Damn, bro. Yeah, it's like I would have been like, that's
Fifty.
not how this works.
50.
It's not a
He
negotiation.
said 50 and then it was like 30. And we're like, all right, this is not.
Did you
Like,
say this was a taxi? What is it?
it was a taxi. Yeah, it
It's
was
like there's
I
a
think
set
that's a
rate.
crime,
Yeah,
bro. I think that's like.
No, yeah.
That's
I
a
think there's like
crime.
a set amount of like
'cause
miles
he was
per dollar.
standing
or
outside
something.
of like with the sign like offering rides.
Oh my god.
It was so like we were just so creeped
It wasn't
out.
like an actual. This was in New York.
This was in Jersey.
Yeah.
What's
Was it
it
like
called?
was it like an actual like yellow cab or was it like some off-brand?
Oh yeah, was it?
No. It was just this guy's like
Car.
Coffee, like
it was just
taxi
his
company.
minivan. Like,
That's a little sus. Maybe
Yeah,
that's
that's
your
a little
fault.
scary.
No, but, like,
some guy's minivan.
You know what kind of like?
he was part of like a service. Like, he had a jacket on, and like his car was like he had waters for us and stuff. Like, it was like
Ah,
probably
nice
like a
guy.
taxi.
it was a taxi company, I think. But like it was just so
He's probably
weird.
trying to make some extra cash.
There was a thing about taxis recently about like how like to own a taxi in New York to get a medallion like proof that you
License or
act.
whatever. It's
Yeah,
like really
it was.
expensive.
It used to be like over $1 million.
Probably a lot of driving tests.
And then once Uber came out, it dropped to like around the 100,000, and then so many people like lost all like.
Yeah, because
They lost
especially
a
for
lot
like
of money.
workers,
Yeah.
Uber's just so much easier.
No, to have your own taxi, it's like really expensive.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Like to get it
Yeah.
started. 'Cause if you think about it though, it's pretty great. Like if you have your own taxi.
Because it's
like,
kind
that
of
would
like
be
you know,
free.
because then it kind of like confirms the people that like you know.
And everybody in like Spring Valley, they just start up their own taxi business without paying anything.
Nah, seriously, it's
That's
pretty
why
good.
Uber was like, because Uber drivers don't really have to do anything.
No, but the
They
thing
just
is-
get
Yeah, they get in their car and then-
Yeah, but the thing
and then
is,
the company
it's-
covers everything.
if like a taxi driver gets into a car crash, like I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, it's
Like it's
on them.
insurance and it's not like they won't get in trouble.
Yeah,
but if
Uber
you're driving
won't.
Uber, you're like willingly like doing that. You don't have like that's why it's so
Yeah.
easy and free to get.
It's kind of crazy. You would
Yeah.
think that like Uber's making like a lot of money, but like Uber is not a profitable.
Or what
company.
about like? Because isn't there like a set amount of time where it's, like the prices increased in Uber or something like that?
Yeah, during like times
Like a
Oh, like New Year's Eve
a
or
surge is
something?
called a surge.
it says I think it's like during like late hours,
On,
like
like,
the
holidays or
prices
something?
get higher because like the later it gets in the night, the more desperate you probably are for a ride.
Oh
He's
yeah.
also probably drunk.
You see the helicopter
Yeah.
Uber?
Yeah.
There's a helicopter
I've heard
Uber.
of
The
that.
helicopter
Yeah,
Uber.
they started
My
Like you
brother
could take
told me
like
that.
fancier cars to pick you
That's
up.
sick.
Electric cars only.
Yeah, I've
Can you
seen
Oh
that.
yeah. You know,
If you're,
Uber's,
in
like-
apes, electric cars.
oh of course. Shout out to Mr. Barone. Uber's like.
wait, what is Mr.
AP
Brown have?
class, yeah.
Tesla? Barone?
Oh no, just
Bro,
electric
apparently
cars. You
he
know,
has, like, mad
always
cars
protecting the
or something.
He
environment.
likes old school cars.
My brother
Yeah,
was
he's into like antique
does
cars.
have
and stuff
a-
like that.
My brother told me he had
I
like a
love
bunch of
Mr.
like old school cars, like a whole lineup. or
Sabonis
something.
has a triple double right now. Sorry. That's all.
Whoa. Tim with sports.
Now back to Steve with
I
sports.
could get into sports real deep right now.
Maybe we should continue.
We had a big
I think it's
NFL.
Connor.
Yeah, I think we should keep going.
Oh yeah, Connor,
Connor,
you just recently been to Texas.
Yeah, that was a great
Saw some family.
Have you ever been anywhere else?
We actually went to Dominican Republic the same week, Mike.
Oh, I remember that. We were trying to find each other, but like it just didn't work
Our
out.
resorts were too far away.
Yeah, and our beach is kind of like cut off, so you couldn't like get into the other one.
You guys like vacations where you go to like cities or like beaches? Because I feel like those are two
Personally,
kinds of vacations.
Yeah, beaches is kind of like everyone goes to a vacation
That's-
for a beach. So
yeah.
I would like to just go like somewhere like completely different.
That's
like,
what
you
I'm
know.
saying. Like when I went, like we didn't like really go to like any beaches or anything like that because like my thinking behind it is like if you go to like a city like that, you really experience the culture and stuff, and like it's so different from like what we're
Yeah.
used to, and it's just kind of cool like exploring and like seeing how other people do things. Like opens your perspective on.
I have like this year we were it was between like I kind of wanted it was between like my dad like we normally go on vacation like you know try to go every once in a while. So this year my dad wanted to go to like Disney was pretty much a set plan.
Right.
Because my dad wants to go like before we get too old, even though we're kind of already too old. But he,
Like a few years ago.
No, I feel like you can go. I feel like Disney is like kind of like you can go whenever you want.
yeah, but it's kind of
Probably how
like
you structure
he
it.
But
wanted.
personally, I've never been there. But like, like adults always go. Like
My
whatever.
dad-
Like,
I went there
with their children.
no, but like 20-year-old like people.
My
go,
dad,
like-
my dad wanted he wanted to like kind of have like this one like family vacation like before we went to college, you know.
Oh, it's nice.
So I wanted to go to California, and I wanted to go to like Hollywood and like all the stuff around there, like you know.
Yes.
They have like a bunch of cool stuff there, like in the city life, Sunset Boulevard, or, you know, all that
Oh.
stuff. And
What happened?
No, keep going, keep going.
all right, and I just thought that would have been a really cool like you know experience because I'm more of a city guy. Like how many beaches can you?
Also, is there a Disney in California?
There is, but
Disneyland.
It's smaller. It's smaller.
Oh, is it?
So, yeah, it is. It's like yeah, but so basically, I told my dad, you know, that let's go there. You know, there's beaches in California too. You know, if you really want to go to the beach, you go to one there. He was like, oh no, let's go to Florida because the Disney's so much bigger. And I'm like, you know. I mean, like, I'm not a big amusement park guy. You were kind of talking about it.
Yeah, I'm not a. Are you a ride guy?
Yeah,
Not-
Dad
not
likes to-
really.
I'm a ride
No.
guy for sure.
You are.
For sure.
But anyway, so like
Six Flags, baby.
Flags, let's go.
But anyways, then we're gonna spend like 2 days in like.
Wait,
Key West.
when is this?
This is the summer.
Oh, it happened already?
Oh, this
No,
summer.
no, next summer.
Oh, next
Oh.
summer. Next summer.
Like,
Oh,
it's coming.
it's going
It's
down.
coming.
Is it still in talks?
Yeah,
Am I invited?
Or
yeah.
is it settled?
my dad just got the plane tickets. But basically, I wanted to go to LA, and my dad wanted to go to Florida. Anyways, at dinner today, you know, I was with my aunt was there too,
Yeah.
I
and
know your aunt,
she was
yeah.
like,
Oh, who, Ann?
Great lady.
Let's like finish his story.
she was like, oh, I really want to. She was like, next year we should. She was like, we should go to Hawaii, and like. Last year, my grandma, she had like a problem with like a surgery, and like they had a lawsuit over it, and she got like
$1 billion.
good, yeah,
Trillion. More like.
$3 trillion.
Wow.
Nice.
And she
Like
took us,
3 trillion.
That's why
and,
there's
and ever
gives
since
value.
then, you
Wait,
know,
she got 3 trillion?
No, I'm
Yeah.
I don't
$3
think anyone's
trillion.
had a trillion ever.
no.
I know.
Except the
No,
Rothschild family.
Nah.
No,
Twinta,
but anyways,
Twinta.
whenever,
Rothschild.
if she
Amazon
could,
guy.
she like, you know, she likes to, she like never spends the money on her. She always likes to spend it on her family. So,
Yeah.
like last year, we all went to the Atlantis, which is in the Bahamas,
Okay.
and we spent like a week there. And the Bahamas, you know, it's a beach place. It's not a city place. My aunt didn't go to the beach once, right? Right. She was like, did all this talking about going to the beach, riding the lazy river.
Yeah.
None of that. None of
What'd
that.
she do? Just sit in the.
I don't know. I
Oh
don't.
my god.
In the hotel.
Anyways,
Yeah.
so basically, then my aunt's like, you know, she was like, we went to Italy too. Like my grandma, you know, she's trying to give her money away to us
Yeah,
that we remember her in like a good light.
Okay.
So, anyways, when we went to like Italy, you know, like I'm not a big fan of like I like going to like older cities, but like I like seeing like newer stuff too, like you know.
Yeah.
And then like I know this story's going real bad.
No. I'm just. Me and Connor keep looking
We're
at
at
each
the
other.
40-minute mark of your story now. So maybe we could wrap it up.
No, keep going, please.
And then anyways, so like my aunt's like, oh, I really want to go to Greece. I really want to go to Hawaii. You know, she's very she really likes to. Anyways, my aunt's like, oh, I want to go to Greece, and I was like, isn't that kind of like the same, you know, stuff as like Italy and Spain and all that? And she was like, no, it's completely different. You don't know your geography. And I was like, she was like, oh, I also want to go to Hawaii. And I was like, why would you want to go to Hawaii? And she's like, oh, the beaches are so different there. They're completely different than like Aruba and like
Aruba.
the Bahamas. And I was like, you didn't
Jersey
even go,
Shore.
and I was like, you didn't even go to the beach at Bahamas. I feel like I totally would.
Ooh, Zach with the zinger.
Oh my
With
god.
the
So
zinger.
rude.
So the moral of the story?
Does your family hate you?
Yeah,
Was that
you're just a complete ass.
Family hates you and your aunt's a bajillionaire.
And your grandma.
Your aunt made $1 trillion, or
Yeah. Nice. Good story.
yeah.
I don't remember how it started.
Thanks for wasting time, Zach.
What were you saying?
My bad.
Nah,
Don't
sorry.
worry.
What were you saying?
Zach, we love to hear from you.
Zach's like, stupid. Why did I say it?
Stupid. He's gonna go. He's gonna go home. gonna go home at like 2 a.m. in the in the morning. He's just looking up at the ceiling in his bed. He's like, why?
You ever do that? Like you're laying, like you're trying to fall asleep, and like you think of something you did when you were younger, and it was like, why did I do that?
Yeah, dude, I get those. I still get those moments today, man.
Can we talk about that? That'd be a good
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
No regrets.
Embarrassing moments.
No regrets.
Yeah,
Moments.
I did this the episode that just came out, but like I feel like you can talk about like
Probably a million.
yeah, honestly.
That's like a topic, you know.
Like an embarrassing thing.
What?
You want to start it off?
Yeah, no, you can start it off.
This one, it's not too bad, but I still think about it to this day. So, do you guys remember when awkward silence was a thing? Okay?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was all over that.
Yes.
Alright, so
I love the awkward silence.
So it was elementary school, right? And one of the teachers at my school, sadly, her daughter passed away. Okay, so we had a moment of silence.
Get the mic.
We had a moment of silence for her daughter. I was at the water fountain. I did not hear that this moment of silence was gonna happen. So everyone's dead silent, and I go, awkward silence. Oh my god! Everyone's looking at me like, what? Like I'm like sick. Like I'm just like this sick.
Awkward silence.
Oh my god. And then everyone left the class to go to art because you know you go to your specials. That was like the special day. I stayed in the class. I just sat there like crying. I was like, oh my god, like my life is over.
Did you apologize at least?
I did. I went, but I said
Oh,
it to
okay,
my
that's
teacher.
good. That's alright.
Oh my
She
god.
probably understood, you know.
She did, but
how
oh my
old are you?
god.
How old are you?
It was probably 4th grade, so however old I am there.
Wow.
That's a
Like,
weird.
Dude,
11,
that's
10. Terrible. So yeah.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
that has to be on the top. That's like
Probably the best one here.
that's S tier. That's
Yeah,
S
I don't
tier,
think we can
man.
top
Dude,
that
I
one.
actually have a crazy one. Too.
Go ahead, go ahead.
It just made me remember it because it was in 4th grade too. So we would like swap classes for like a certain subject because I guess like that teacher was like it was Miss like Cooney I think in like social studies or something, right? And I was in Mr. Lawless's class. And remember we changed? You probably remember this
Yeah, I
too.
remember that. Yeah,
And then so we were reading a book or something like a textbook, and it was like why did people like? She asked the question like why do you think people like left Europe to come to like America? And I like she was like don't read ahead or something, right? And so I read ahead and I was like I was a little like I was kind of clever but at the same time I wasn't because it was so obvious, right?
Right.
And so like I raised my hand. I was like to escape like religious like persecution or something.
Oh my
Some
god.
stupid stuff like that, right?
4th
And
grade.
and she was like and she made like a big deal about it. She was trying to like joke, but she was also
Yeah.
kind of being a jerk. Like
Yeah.
I mean, I was a 4th grader, you know,
Yeah.
like. and
Do
she was-
not read
And
ahead.
she like made a thing about it, like busted or some stupid thing like
Oh
that,
my
right?
God.
And she tried to like make it as a joke, but you know she was trying to like she was trying to do that, and it just like pissed me off.
That would embarrass the.
She literally was trying to embarrass me. That's what I'm saying. Like, how are you
So
gonna?
you punched her?
I bet you never
Yeah,
did
like
that
so I
again.
punched her, you know.
You know.
Dude, that's like the thing where it's like the teachers will like kind of they'll feel good about themselves if they get you with,
Dude,
the,
right?
chewing
Like-
gum or whatever.
Or like the memes on the slideshow.
Like the memes when teachers put the memes or whatever.
And now to Steve with sports.
Now to Steve with sponsors.
Hi.
This episode is sponsored by
Moe's makes the best
Today's
tacos.
sponsored by tacos with cheese and ground beef.
How do you guys feel about like space travel, like traveling to space?
I think I personally would freak out.
I think we need to regress and stop trying to be so futuristic.
Yeah, honestly, like we're never gonna get to that point. Let's just
I think it's.
No,
I think that's a
we're
great.
let's be present.
We're gonna get to that
No, no, no.
point.
I'm
We're
saying
gonna get to, dude, it's gonna be
in
crazy.
technical.
We're gonna get to that point.
technologically. Like I don't want to
feel
like go
like-
to the fucking depths of space.
Yeah,
I want
exactly.
That's
Would you
what I'm
guys
saying.
would you guys do it?
I want to go to Tatooine.
I don't even want to move where I live. You know, I wanna.
Exactly.
Like my house.
Would you guys do it if it was free? If it was
Absolutely.
It was free, no.
Yeah, but dude,
I would only do
how
it if
long,
Earth is like
I'd have-
collapsing or something.
Yeah.
How long do you have to be in space? Because like I feel like it'd be cool to be there for like a couple minutes.
Yeah, bro, but
Like,
then you're there
no.
for like,
Okay.
yo.
I would-
No, I would freak out. It's
No,
like it's a
you're-
vacuum.
no.
It's dark. There's
What
nothing.
about if you knew that you were gonna survive?
Yeah, but
You
if
knew
I,
you were
No.
gonna survive.
But
dude,
yes.
honestly,
Oh, if I
you
knew,
know
then
you're
yeah.
gonna survive-
I'm afraid of heights.
Yeah,
But
dude, but that's
What?
wait, is heights a thing in space?
No.
Yes.
Well, I mean, not
It's
really.
zero gravity.
Lower,
right?
it's
So
about-
I
You'll
mean,
just
Still
float
lower
away.
part.
Wait,
but, like,
think about it.
Isn't
though.
it zero
Your
gravity?
fear of heights is hitting the ground.
I think the fear when
right?
it
You're
refers
not
to
gonna hit the ground in space.
like when you're talking about like you're afraid of
Unless
space.
you, like,
I think it's
yeah.
more like the unknown.
Yeah.
It's not like heights.
But honestly, though, just like imagine seeing.
It's like the sea.
I wish like Star
Like,
Wars.
you know nothing
For
about
me,
it.
it's almost like it's so much space that it actually feels like claustrophobic.
No, it's
like,
claustrophobic
it's just so,
because
like,
you
Oh,
fucking-
yeah.
No,
what
it's
I
more
mean?
like you can't go anywhere.
just
And
scared.
like the only place
Yeah,
you
that's
can
true.
go
I
is
think it'd be
looking
pretty
at.
Well, it's like there's too many places to go. Everywhere you look is just infinite in any direction. I
it'd
don't like
be
that.
I think
kinda
it'd
like
be pretty
feeling,
cool to go.
you know?
I mean, of course, you know.
Isn't
you
it
kinda-
crazy? Like we're so small.
Yeah.
I don't actually. That doesn't blow my
I mean,
mind
I'm pretty
whatsoever.
big.
No,
I'm
you-
being small.
Have you seen the videos where it like starts out and
Yeah.
zoom
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
the galaxies? You know, like the bubble, like
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
bubble effect or whatever. Crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
I like being small because I know there's always something
That's,
small.
that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Right, Steve?
Oh my god.
Wow.
You're not safe either, buddy.
Wow.
Safe from what?
Being small.
Tight.
Pretty big.
No, but I
Pretty
think it's
big.
kind of like.
HDMH, Marcus Strong.
Do you guys believe in aliens? You
My
think
doctor
aliens
says-
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
They have to.
absolutely.
Big
See,
alien.
like
There's no way we are.
Look at Star
the
Wars.
only ones.
See?
Yeah, look at Star Wars.
Star
That was the past. It was a long time
my,
ago.
my like theory on it is like, you know, because like there's a thing, I forgot what it's called exactly, but it's some sort of paradox. It's like some like old Russian thing, right?
Okay.
And it's like if we haven't found evidence of aliens,
Russians.
it's like
All right.
there's probably not aliens. Well, what
Shout
I
out to
think
Pete.
it is like I think it's like it might even be something that we can't even like comprehend because it's like
Yeah,
you know it
yeah,
might
yeah.
be like another dimensional thing.
Yeah, it might
like,
be like different
we
dimensional
just-
beings, but
we
I'm
just
I'm
don't
sure
know.
there's other dimensional, third dimensional beings. You know.
Yeah, but like you never know. Like that's
Also,
what I'm saying.
my question is why, when we think about aliens, do we always think of them being
And-
so much more
Yeah.
advanced
Why
than us?
why can't they be? That's
Why
what I
can't
think.
they
Why
be
can't they be like
cavemen?
even less than us?
Because it's
Or-
just so like unknown.
Nah,
And I
But we
feel like in the
always
beginning,
think
What if we're
Yeah,
what if we're the
but
superior?
It's set.
Yeah.
It's set from like way earlier in time. Like they were first thinking of like there being other stuff. They're probably just like, oh, it has to be like the craziest thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it could
yeah.
also
It's
just
just
be
like a
like
big concept.
brainless.
No, no,
Like,
but
it's a little fucking
but it's possible that
microorganism.
they're
Have you
less
seen
progressed.
there's like a planet that's like completely like frozen or something, and like there could be like life
water
form and
under it
stuff?
as well.
Oh yeah, well.
Crazy.
hmm
But it's like light years, like obviously, like so far.
So you need a hyperdrive to get there.
Oh my god.
Well, finding planets with
Gamer.
water
Mic
on
drop
it
with some
is like
fatties.
super like exciting because it's like there could be any kind of like little microorganism
Yeah.
or with
Yeah,
ice,
if you find like a little
anything
bacteria. Oh my
frozen,
god.
So many
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, if you find a piece of bacteria, that's like an alien.
Yeah.
Like, that's,
Yeah.
that's,
Think about
that's,
that as, like,
proof of aliens.
yeah.
Because there's something other than us. That's
Any planet or like anything in space that we haven't discovered yet is like it would probably take more than a lifetime to get to that planet.
See, yeah, I'm
Because
saying.
think
Yeah,
about how
but it would take
long-
more than a lifetime just to get the technology to get there.
Yeah.
So
No, but I
many
mean
things.
just like they say the trip to
Facts.
Mars would take what? Like
3 months?
Yeah.
I think
I-
it's, I
no.
think it's a little more than
I
3
thought it was a
months,
few
yeah.
years.
I don't think it's a few years.
No, yeah, it's not.
But it's kind of
Really?
crazy to think if you think about like how much we like grown exponentially. Like if you think about life 100 years ago, like
Yeah.
we didn't have
Yeah.
like we barely had cars.
Well, we're smart. as fuck.
Well,
No. Alright.
that's the thing with like, cause you know how like there's a big thing with like climate change and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel like at one point we're just gonna get so advanced that we have like much better technology to just like handle it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the
Well,
thing
the
is,
like, it's
climate
obviously-
change
Nah,
is they say
nah, yeah,
we're gonna be like dying in like 15 years.
Nah,
we have to act
but that's
quick.
that's like honestly, I think the thing is that we'll find a solution to it. But if we don't find it fast enough, like
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I think we already have the solutions. It's just there's so many
Paper
things
straws.
in place to like stop it. Because I think a lot of it is like based on like reforms. Like, we would have to really like go
and
hard.
it's
like,
also like people, like a lot of countries are. Oh, yo, this actually brings me to a great point that my cousin told me while we were in Pakistan. Like the average air pollution there it's like the worst in the world.
Really?
Yeah, because there's no like control in textile factories, and they can just produce however much they want. In India, they like burn like garbage and stuff like that, and that's just releasing like whatever, right?
But-
and that's and like
India's the dirtiest
bro,
country
we
in
can
the
pull
world.
that up
Yeah.
and like pull it up on Google or something.
That's,
like
that's
150.
fact, by the way. It's not-
I think 150 is like dangerous, like that level of pollution is like super dangerous, and like Pakistan's at like 200 or something. And one crazy thing is when I was there, like we stayed there for a decent amount of time. I noticed like my like mucus or anything like that it was like gray,
Yeah.
and my brother had the same thing.
It's
Gray?
like just
Yeah, bro.
shut in your
And then,
mouth.
dude, I was congested the whole time I'm there. I'm still kind of am, but like, Dude,
Oh wait,
if
so you're not sick?
Nah.
I literally thought you were sick.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
swear to
No,
God, I
dude,
literally
it's
thought you
such
were
a
sick.
problem there, and it's like people talk about it in China, but it's like it's really bad, dude. Like, and people don't understand it, and like I didn't either. Like, I didn't even think about that, right? Like, at all.
Unless you were there.
And yeah, and my cousin told me about it, and he's from Chicago too, and he was there for the wedding, and he like told us.
My lungs are sensitive. Me, Tim, and Joe Sip, shout out to young Sipster. We went
Joe
to
Sip
the
gotta have
city,
him on one episode.
and I was telling him the whole time I could feel it in my lungs, even being in the city, because there's just so many cars and just so much like it's just.
But
disgusting.
dude, even like in the cities, like 10 times better than there.
I know, that's what
dude.
I'm saying.
It's like I really felt it. Like after a while, like I would get lightheaded and like it was just weird, dude. Like and my brother was telling me about this thing, like a BMW like exhaust pipe. They put it in China, and that air that was coming out the exhaust was actually cleaner than the air they were breathing in.
Oh god, can you imagine? Fuck that.
Like
just
what?
inhaling straight from the exhaust.
Like if honestly though, if we don't do anything about it, if there's no solutions to it, like it could be so bad.
How do the people that live there live there? You know, how the fuck are they?
It's like livable. It's like
that's like in Colorado. Wait, I think it's Colorado, where like the elevation's high.
yeah, the altitude is high.
Yeah,
and you
so
get
when you
used
go
to it.
there, like it feels like your breath is like short.
Some athletes actually, some athletes train at higher altitudes.
Or just with the altitude.
Yeah, and then you know it
Oh,
trains
that's
them.
what that mask does?
Yeah.
It restrains your breathing, so that once you take that off, you're
going crazy.
It's like having a weighted bat, you know, when you take it off.
It's like,
well, this thing, like playing baseball and
taking your weight off your bat.
How does this work?
Baseball's dead.
It is because you're used to
Baseball died.
Yeah, baseball's a boring sport. What?
Like the weight that you put on the bat.
Well, yeah, because your body gets used to swinging the heavy bat, and then when you take it off, it's a little lighter, and then you know.
Then you just go to town.
Personally, I don't like using those.
Right, because it would mess up your like.
Yeah, because I'm swinging too fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you want to swing.
I know
Like,
what
you
you're
want to
talking
time it right. You can't time it right if you
No.
if you think it's heavier than it is.
Nah.
To dribble.
What about ghosts?
You guys have any ghost stories?
We should definitely do that.
Oh my god, it was weird. Alright, so I was just
It was weird.
I was in my room playing video games. I don't know,
Classic.
FIFA probably. And like there was like this money on the counter, and to this day, you know, I don't know what it was. Like there was no air conditioning blowing. You know, because back then at my old house I didn't have like central AC, so I had like the box in the window, but it was not on. No air was on, and there was just money on the counter, and for some reason just like blew right off. Like just blew right off. And I was
the
like,
window open?
Did you look?
no
and was there
window.
money
No,
there?
I never opened my windows.
Was there
What was
money?
your
Was there
reaction
actually
when that
money?
happened?
Yeah, no, because I like left the money on the thing, and then it just like blew right off. It was
That is
so
weird.
weird. It was.
How'd
And
you
I was
react?
like, because I was at home alone, so I wasn't really that scared.
Oh
So then
yeah.
I was like what? I literally stood up and said.
And then you
what
read.
the- I literally stood up. I remember I stood up and said, "What the fuck?" And then I just picked it up, and then I just like,
And then you ran into your bedroom, locked the door.
yeah,
Ran to your parents' bedroom.
my parents' bedroom. Then
You
they,
slept with them
Or
that night.
it doesn't.
You
then
jumped in the
they
middle.
called me a and they beat me.
It doesn't have to be a
Besides
ghost story. It
that-
could be like maybe like
I think
kind of
ghosts
more
is
like
cool.
supernatural. Like
That was weird.
Maybe not a lot of people have a ghost story, but
I mean, I think it's like, I feel like ghosts exist, but like our like imagination of it, like it's probably
Yeah,
not
maybe.
something scary. It's probably not a dead person. So like, I don't know.
it's
I
kind of
feel
just like energy. I
yeah,
think.
it literally could be like an alien.
Well,
Like
that's the
it's
thing,
like just
like,
like people on
So
Mars.
many things. We don't
That's
know it all.
because what are the chances that we hit ghost on the nail like so spot on, like right, like oh this is a dead person who comes back. To,
Yeah.
Like there's just I feel like there's no that could be as made up as anything. You know?
It's hard to say.
And how people have, like the shows, like the ghost hunter shows.
Oh,
Those
Oh,
are so
those
hard.
have ruined my perception of ghosts
Those
so
are so
hard
crazy.
because they're so
So
cheesy
crazy.
that it's like,
Yeah.
you're giving us no credibility.
What's your
whatsoever.
favorite ghost movie for you guys?
Like, I think we should still do some
Like
ghost
scary
stories.
movies?
What's your favorite
No,
scary movie?
yeah, I think ghost
Scary
stories.
movie.
What's a
Scary
I
Ghost
have,
stories
I have
are
one
really
for the house. So I have a friend, Sal Idice. Some
Oh yeah,
you
I'm
know.
Big Sal, Big Sal.
Shout out to Sal, big fan. Gotta have
So-
you
What
all.
about Sal?
A few years back, Sal moved into a very nice house, you know. But it was lived in before by an older woman. I don't know if, you know, maybe someone died in there, who knows. But his whole family has noticed, you know, some paranormal activity going on in the house. His cousin Maria noticed one of her picture frames flung across the room, shattered the glass everywhere, and she felt, I think she may have felt like pressed down against her bed maybe. And then her mom woke up and she's like, what the f is going on? Like she like instantly woke up and like heard the ruckus, right? And she's sleeping in her bed. How is she gonna break this fucking thing? Anyway, that's just one thing. But we're in his house, okay? And we go in his basement. The basement is, it's always the scariest point of the house. So we're laying down in there. He's got like some couches, and there's a door like that leads right into the basement. And I'm talking to Sal. It's gonna sound a little bit fake, okay? It's like straight out of a movie.
Believe you. I believe.
So I'm talking to him, and I was like, and we start talking to the ghost. We're like, f***ing around. I'm trying to be like, oh, f*** you ghost, And so I was like, all right, well, if there are any ghosts in here, shut that door. Shuts instantly. The door closes. Me and Sal didn't say a word. We went to sleep that night. We just put the blankets on. We were done. Because that's so like ridiculous. What are the odds?
I wouldn't have been able
and
to
then
sleep.
another night,
Yeah,
Sal,
I would have called my mom.
I would have ran.
Sal had me sleep in
No way, I
his
wouldn't have
living
been able
room
to sleep.
couch one night, and he wasn't there. And earlier in the day, this one's a little like funny, but there's a monitor in his kitchen, and so we were like with it because it's like his dad's monitor for like work, and so we changed the background to like a koala bear, right? And so I'm sleeping, or I'm not sleeping, I'm laying down, I'm looking at the koala bear, and it's already a scary night, I'm already hearing things, and then all of a sudden, it's a touchscreen by the way, so when you tap it, there's like a little like, bloop, like a little animation of like a bloop. I see taps all over the screen, in circles, and the koala bear is spinning 360 just over and over and over, spinning,
What?
and I can see the taps all over the screen, just little finger taps, blah, 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 blah. It's spinning, the entire thing.
Can you spin it though yourself?
No. What you have to do is you have to go into it, edit the photo, and then flip it on its side, and that would take itself probably 5 or 10 seconds, just to like pull up the fucking screen. And it was doing it instantly, just blah, 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 and I could see the little taps. It was.
What'd you do?
I would have ran.
I moved the couch up so that I couldn't see into the kitchen to see it, and then I went to sleep.
Bro,
Yeah.
dude, I wouldn't have been able to
I would've
sleep.
been
No,
able
dude,
to-
I'm calling my mom. I'm calling my mom.
I would have like.
I would have looked away and started to like think about ham.
I'm like, Sal, you gotta get a new house.
I was just like, damn. Like, wow, this is so.
Like what I kind of got, like I used to kind of get scared of things like that, like not like probably when I was like 9 or 10, but then what I told myself
I'm not
was like
scared anymore.
what would really happen? Like I'm not gonna die. Like I swear to God. Like
Because imagine you're the fucking one person that dies to a ghost. Yeah.
Like
I
no,
agree.
and it's just like I don't know. I would get in my own head, like put my blanket up and stuff, and like oh I can't see it, but then I'd be like oh there could be something there, but I don't know. I'm like whatever. Like if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. You know?
My mom said that she grew up in a poltergeist-ridden house.
My mom said the same thing, like their house in Pakistan, and I don't like my entire family has like stories about it, like my mom's side of the family, but I honestly don't buy it. Like I think there's a reasoning to it.
I don't know. My mom, she's like, I will say she is a bit of like she's an interesting lady with some things.
My mom's kinda,
She really loves tarot cards and like tarot reading.
Yeah,
She's super into the fucking
mom's
Ouija
same.
board and shit. But either way, when she was younger, she grew up in this house in Pearl River, and she would always like tell me stories about her bed levitating and people choking her, ghosts choking her, and her hearing like people like sprinting up the stairs. Her bed would blah 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 blah, blah like
See, I think
things like that.
I would like die of.
I don't believe
Bro,
that.
I don't know.
It's hard to believe, but
I feel like stuff like that is like could be explanations to it. Like your mind might be like putting a false memory, or like stuff like that. I think that does exist. Like,
Dude, what
It's
about
hard to say.
deja vu?
I don't even.
oh, I get
You ever
deja
get like
vu.
some weird deja? I had
When you
deja
get
vu
it and it's just
earlier.
like
Deja vu
Like
is.
of you sitting there
I
with
hate
that
it.
shirt on and Zach and Mikey there, and me sitting right here. Like I was like, this is like. No,
And then you're like,
earlier.
and then you're like, wait, did this really happen? And then you're like, wait,
I
no.
get
Earlier when?
And then like after a little bit, you're like,
No, just
no,
like
it's deja vu.
10
I
Most
was
of the
like,
time,
deja vu.
most of the time when I have deja vu, I try to like I know it like the
hurts
second,
my brain.
like you know when it happens, like you're like,
And you just
dude,
like,
I remember
Yeah.
that. And then like when I have it, I try to remember what happened after, and I like try to
a
predict
lot of
it.
the time there actually is something to remember that. Like, so that's why like deja vu is just kind of like I feel like it's explainable because I think a lot of time there is just like a similar scenario and you're like, oh. This
You
is
know what it
Yeah.
also could be like. So like your mind could just be like putting out possibilities like this could happen, and you might just hit it on your head.
Bro, what
Yeah,
if it's
I heard
the
it's because
bubble?
your brain moves too fast.
What if it's the bubble?
Well, like alternate like universes.
It's just like,
Chill.
it's just like
Terrible.
tearing up.
You're tapping into your
Like, you're
bubbles.
tapping in.
Yeah, what if there's like
No, but like think about it. Your brain is constantly trying to like analyze the situation, like predicting what happens next.
Yeah.
Like so, like you know
when
what?
it predicts it, it's like
It's like,
I think
damn.
it could kind of be like a placebo effect, kind of like with like the ghost thing. Like you think, like if you think like there's a ghost, then like every
Yeah,
single
you're
thing
more
that
likely
happens,
to
like
see.
when your water bottle just fell there, like if someone had ghosts in their mind, they might have think.
Well,
thought
if we
that's
were
a
to turn
ghost.
all these lights off and be quiet, we'd probably start
And then-
hearing some things
Yeah.
and be like, oh,
Yeah,
there's a
yeah,
ghost
it's a
in here.
ghost. Yeah.
But it's fun to be scared.
No,
You
it's
know,
not.
that's,
It is.
yes, it is. That's why people watch horror movies. It is kind of fun.
It's
you
the
know?
adrenaline rush.
It's a
you know?
thrilling-
Personally, not a horror movie guy.
I don't.
Kyle, you're a
I
horror
think it's
movie
fun.
guy, right?
I would never put on a horror movie just to like watch, but if I was watching one, I wouldn't hate it.
I wouldn't
This
be
is
alone.
like a
I wouldn't watch it
thrill.
alone. I don't, like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
There's
like-
no point in doing
Like, you know, like those nights where you're like, I kind of want to watch a movie tonight, and you'll like put something on demand or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't understand how people can just do that and just put on a horror movie.
I
for
wouldn't
fun.
wanna
Like,
watch a
for
horror
me, it's
movie
only
by myself.
comedies. When I'm
That's
doing
what
that, maybe I'll do like a drama, like maybe like I'll go like watch Star Wars or Avengers like in the theaters. But
like Housewives.
if I'm like at home, just like I want to watch a movie, it's only comedies.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Something
know.
lighthearted, make you feel good.
Yeah, you know.
Like romantic
Watch
comedies.
a
Those always warm up my
scary
heart.
movie by yourself.
I actually
Unless,
like that.
unless of course, like you like
They
a
warm
thrill.
my heart.
Yeah. But it's fun with friends.
but, like,
Because a lot of the time,
Yeah,
horror
rom-coms
movies
are
are
fun
so
with friends.
corny.
That's
that you
what I'm
just
saying.
laugh at.
But you know what I also do sometimes? If I'm getting scared, like in a horror movie, like I don't really get scared like that anymore in those. But like when I used to and stuff,
Connor?
I would try and laugh at like every laughable scenario to like,
yeah,
like
exactly.
lighten my
Lessen the
mood.
blow. Yeah.
Like, but
Exactly.
yeah, I don't know. It's a weird concept though, right? People watch something and scare themselves. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I used to do a lot? Like after watching a horror movie, if I would go like in my old bathroom, we had like curtains and it was like a bathtub kind of, and I would always think something's on the other side and I would have to open it.
Oh, I used to do that
Yes,
too.
Exactly. I still do that occasionally. I'm like, what if? You know?
Yeah,
'Cause
no,
that's
and like some guy's just standing there, like, hey.
slightly possible. Some murderer goes in your fucking
It's
shower.
fine.
Just
When I'm like in my bedroom and I'm like at my desk and I look at the door and I see it's a crack open and like the light outside, like if it's
I
like 2
can't
o'clock
have
in the
it.
morning and it's just me up and like the door is like ajar and it's just pure darkness, I have to close the door.
See,
Yeah.
like
'Cause
now,
I always feel like in my house I have this feeling where I feel like someone's watching me. Like
Bro,
24.
now I'm gonna
like,
have,
also,
like,
it's dark out.
now I want to be like that. Now, cause like once I start like I haven't thought about like, oh, there might be a ghost in my house.
I always
Like
feel
I know, but I used to do that, right? And then psych myself out.
Yeah.
But now it's gonna happen.
Like when I
again.
go
We're
into my
talking about
kitchen
this.
to get
Yeah,
a
like-
drink, I feel like someone's in my living room.
Yeah,
just
'cause-
watching. I hate
No,
it.
for me, my kitchen
And I'm,
is like
looking around.
all glass, pretty much.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah,
I hate
mine's
your
all
kitchen. I don't
diamond.
think
Yeah.
about it. If I was in your kitchen at night,
at
I'd
night,
kill myself.
like I'll go at like 1
Oh my
a.m. to
God.
grab like water or something, and it's like I feel like there's someone outside because I can't see
Yes.
anything, and if I turn on the lights, I can't see out the window. But like
They
if
can
someone
see
was
it.
out there, they could see me,
That's creepy.
and it creeps me out.
You
That's
guys ever
my
get
fault.
where
Like,
you're
there's someone out
walking
there.
through your house, it's real
Shouldn't
dark,
it be the other
and you
way
see
around?
like a vase or
No.
something, you're like, oh my god, it's a fucking
Yeah.
human. Like that's a little baby human in my
Dude,
house.
like, my
I
chair-
hate that shit.
Remember
my
when
chair
we were,
into my room if I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
when we were walking the train tracks last week, and you said like
Yeah.
that up there is a
little-
tree, but we always think it's a person. Like mad far away, you could see like this outline. It looked like a guy.
Yeah.
just, like,
it looks
sitting
exactly
there.
like a guy, but, it's
But it
actually
was just
a
a
little
tree. And like, I don't know, it's so creepy just
Yeah.
seeing stuff like that, and you don't know what it is,
And you're just your
and like
mind.
you don't want to figure it
races.
out, but like,
Well,
That's
Yeah.
actually like it's like an instinct you have to protect yourself. It's like
Yeah.
'cause, like what I was saying before, your brain's like trying to like piece things together,
Yeah.
and there is a slight possibility someone is there,
Yeah.
and it could be like a threat, like you know,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
so your brain is like it goes back to its like natural, like you know, your roots kind of where you're just like always like fighting for.
I find that
survival.
really interesting, like how we all have somewhat like our brain will go back to animal at like any given point, you know, if needed, like our whole fight or flight or
Yeah.
Fight or flight.
fight
Because
mechanism.
you still have your like you know
Yeah.
basic instincts. Without that,
That's
like
like crazy because we kind of forget that we are just like a fucking animal.
because think
Yeah.
about it, we are like
Especially you,
I am
Zach,
an
you little animal.
like humans themselves are
Jack's
like.
looking at you like, stop.
Because the humans who really couldn't protect themselves and who like you know slipped all that up were all dead. So like the
exactly.
lifelines that were passed like genetically, you know, like the very first people, like the very first like million people or whatever, like they were biologically better than people because you know they competed over them.
Yeah.
So that's why Like that's why we have the same like interpretation of like ghosts and stuff. That's what like people are like kind of confused about that, right? Like, I mean, I think a lot of it goes to like social media and stuff, like like a normal ghost. But like there's like certain things that people have like.
Well, what do you think would happen if like say there's someone who maybe has like maybe he's just in isolation for like his entire life.
Yes.
And like he comes here and then like there's like ghost stuff happening, I guess. What do you think he would think it is?
What do you mean by isolation?
Because he wouldn't know. Like say he never knew of the idea of a ghost.
He'd be scared. I feel like.
I saw a YouTube video where it was like these.
I don't know. I kind of explained it weird,
these
but
5 brothers, and their dad didn't let them leave their apartment. And then one they were like 17, like 16. The dad went out to get groceries, and one of them was like, "I want to go outside." And like they went outside. They're called like the werewolf or something like that.
They must have like such a.
And it's weird. And like what they did is they would watch movies over and over and over again. That's all they would do. And they would write down every word that they said in the movie. And like they would make like costumes to play roles in the movie out of like cereal boxes and stuff. It was weird though.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Kind of interesting.
And then their dad like eventually like blocked the windows in the apartment so they couldn't look outside either. It's weird.
Who's his dad?
True story?
Yeah.
I've thought about that though. What if like I mean it would be such a ridiculous experiment, but if we just took a baby instantly like off of birth and just put him in like a dark room forever, let him raise himself. See what happens. Obviously feed him.
Yeah, just let him like all instincts.
Feed him.
Like, just see all
give him a trail on
the thing is though, like then like curiosity would still like spark and it would be like, who's giving me this food? Like what's going on? Like they would question
what's saying.
Yeah,
How sick is that? Like just we always like have little sparks.
But then they could also just be like, oh, I'm the only human on Earth, and this is just where food comes from.
I think it's kind of like a little crazier. Like imagine like having like a person who's like actually like experienced like human connection, and then like they lock them in a chamber for like just even like a month. Like there was an experiment done where like you know they like people like volunteered to do this experiment where they would just stay in like a box.
Yeah, dark.
Like they would give them food. No, they didn't even have light, and they were like they were just like and they were able to bring 2 things too, and they were like you just stay in here. And if you just like are able to stay in here without human connection, you'll get some money or whatever.
I saw funny. This is like a more like lighthearted take on it, but there were these kids. It's like you can watch on YouTube. They're all these little British boys, and they put them in a house to live on their own. And before they put them in this house, they like taught them how to cook and stuff. And they see just like how they like live and like if they can live on their own by themselves.
How old are they?
I mean, they're like maybe like 6th graders. So yeah, but there's probably like a 3-year like differentiation between like a few of them.
It's kind of like Lord of the Flies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's the exact concept.
Classic.
Good read.
That's a classic.
They did survive, but they ended up just like literally hating each other within like days, and the kids would make like all the food and just make like really shitty food or just eat like marshmallow cereal. Like what's that? Was it Lucky Charms? Or shit like that. Yeah, I don't like that.
What was that one with the H3 podcast? Like the wife and husband who locked their kids in the basement too?
Oh, I don't
Do you
know.
remember that one?
I saw something like that. I don't know.
I forgot what it was, but like they ended up going to jail or something. He had like a horrible like bowl cut / mullet. And like he like locked his like daughters in. Like he would take them out, but like they were so skinny. Like he wouldn't feed them. It was crazy. And like the oldest one was like 19.
Have you guys seen the movie The Truman Show?
Yeah, I love that movie.
That is
That's
a good
great
movie.
Bro, we like low key. We gotta watch it like one time. Like, dude, I don't even want to.
Oh, it's about how like a guy's like
Tom Hanks and
he's just in a movie or like a simulation.
Jim Carrey.
I've heard about that.
Oh, it's Jim Carrey. Yeah. No, it's Tom Hanks.
No, it's Jim Carrey. It's Jim Carrey.
But that's like
Tom Hanks is like 80, bro. He's like 70.
No, that movie came out like 1990.
Oh.
But
well,
whatever the case though, it's not Tom
that
Hanks.
movie is like a great like connection though, because
Yeah.
that is he's raised from a child in this concealed world, right? So like let's say you have Nanuet and like maybe a couple other towns. It's like pretty decently sized, but everything around him is fake, and they're all actors and actresses, and the entire world. It's the most popular show in the world. They're all watching his life, so everything he does, he fucking takes a shit and everyone's watching.
It was like
it's
a studio that like produces TV shows.
Yeah.
Adopted the kid, and they basically put him in like this giant like simulation.
Dome, yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's literally a simulation.
And
That's
they-
like, in the time the movie came out, it's kind of crazy because, like, the simulation theory and stuff.
Yeah, that was never really around.
Yeah, that, like, became prevalent now. And, like, that
And, like,
movie,
you know.
it's really crazy. Like,
The
that.
Matrix too.
That's exactly, yeah. That reminded me of when you said, like, you know, if you put a baby in a room and just give him food through a door.
Yeah.
It's basically that, but it's just like a comforting scenario.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, there's certain things they don't want him to do. Like, they don't want him to like go out of the country for like whatever. And because it's a dome, like it's surrounded off, and it looks like it keeps going, but it doesn't, obviously.
That movie was so like perfectly constructed though, because like you were saying, how they don't want him to leave. They established when he was a child that he's afraid of water because his dad dies in like a ship accident, and the only way that he could get out of this dome is to go onto water, like get in a boat and go to the edge. And so it's just like there's so many things. Like he overcomes it, and then spoiler alert for the viewers at home. But at the end, they give him the opportunity, and the guy who runs the whole thing, he's like, you can leave now, but what's out there is like terrible. You don't want to go out into the real world. He's like, everything you love and know is here, and it's perfect.
But yeah, but like think about it, like, dude,
It's great.
would you like?
How was life after?
It doesn't say, but he met a girl in the middle of the movie, and she like felt bad for him, but like they fell in love, and they took her out of the show.
There was like,
and she was watching, and she was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
And she kind of like showed him.
there-
She kind of gave him his first bit of spec.
there was
like,
there was like actors like that like just joined the movie to try to tell him that like this was all fake, and like he's like kind of like a slave in this world. And like she was one of them, and like he fell in love with her. But then
Sorry to cut you off. It's Jim Carrey, so is it a comedy?
No, it's a serious role.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
No,
Damn.
but dude, it's
I would have
like
watched it if it was comedy.
It's literally my favorite movie ever.
It's just really good.
Because that kind of creeps me out a
Matrix
little
is
bit.
kinda
It's
really
not
good, too,
creepy
with, like,
at
the
all.
same, like-
It's because you're rooting for him the whole time. Like you want him to break
It's
out.
inspirational.
And
Yeah,
you know that guy, you know like the dude
It's
running
moving.
everything with the black thing.
Uh-huh.
He's like supposed to be God. Like
Yeah,
that's what it is.
That's literally his guy. That's all. He's
That's-
running
yeah.
the entire show.
It's crazy.
And it's funny because he's just like in the moon, like his fucking like Truman. He sees the moon, but the guy that runs it like sits in it and he like watches him, and like that's where the camera room is.
That's such a dope movie. You gotta watch it all together,
Seriously,
guys.
it's
You know,
great movie.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
doing now.
All right. We cleared well over an hour. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. You're a dear.